Well, shall we say, the 15th of February 2017 shall be known as the day when Robert De Niro and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. went out in front of a audience and made themselves look, well, like complete idiots, and what they are, which is a pair of anti-vax loons. Because what they did for this entire hour was repeat the same nonsense we have gone over on this channel multiple times. Thimerosal is dangerous in vaccines. It's not. There is a link between the MMR jab and autism. There is not. And it just goes on and on like that for hours, for a full hour, and all this stuff has been debunked time and time again by scientists, by people who have read, the evidence. And even when someone like me, who I am not a scientist, but when you look at all the scientific information, it is just overwhelmingly vaccines are safe. And then you get into other arguments they make, like, the FDA is covering up the data on vaccine safety. They're not. They are not 100% all. They bring up the guy, Williams, I think it was, the guy who's the CDC whistleblower, the guy who, after he came out, retracted his statements and said, yeah, I was wrong. You've then also got to throw into the mix, what about, independent universities that are in this mix? Or what about if you run a pharmaceutical company and you know this information to be false? And what would you do? You'd put all your vaccines so that it was safe, and then you release this scientific information you've done, and then guess what? You're the only trusted vaccine company then. They'd make billions doing that. And then what about Europe? We have our own versions of, the FDA and CDC over here. They all say that vaccines are safe. We've got our own scientists over in Europe. They all say vaccines are safe. What madness are you talking about when you say that kind of thing? This is only going to, make parents not vaccinate their kids. And these two guys in the video say, oh no, we're for vaccinations. We're just questioning vaccine safety. Then that makes you anti-vax, because all the available information says vaccines are safe. And then they go on to say the most stupidest thing of all. They go on to say that, anti-vax is a word that is thrown about to try and silence people like us. No, it's not. You are anti-vax. You are making the exact same comments that Jill Stein made, who, when she got criticised for it, she came and said, oh no, I'm not anti-vax, I support vaccinations. But then she makes the same arguments that the anti-vax crowd make. So what does that make you then? Oh, anti-vax. And then they go on to criticise journalists for not looking into this information. Well, journalists have looked into the information. People like Brian Deere looked into the information and found out that Andrew Wakefield was a complete fraud. These guys aren't stupid. And there are scientists out there who do write articles against, big vaccine companies. They are not bought and paid for. Brian Deere, for example, has done multiple articles against big vaccine, big pharma companies all the time. But apparently he's not trustworthy, all because he showed that Andrew Wakefield, the anti-vaxxers, hero, was a liar and a fraud. And that's the situation we are left in. They look like absolute lunatics. And why, Robert De Niro, why are you there? I praised you in a video for pulling Vaxxed from the Tribeca Film Festival, but then you come out and do something like this. And, oh boy, what they did next. Well, that's a video for tomorrow, and I'll hope you'll watch it, but what they did next was offer $100,000 prize. And if you want to know what that challenge was to win that money, well, you're just going to have to wait and find out tomorrow.